another new door. People are sleeping, so I'm gonna be kind of quiet here. There's another door here, and this door. And I'm so grateful that there are actually stairs I can use to go up. I can go upstairs. I can make some noise now too, I think. Go by the penthouses here. The 11th floor. So technically going up to the 12th floor. Wait for it, wait for it. And out this door. Oops, penthouse. Terrace, that's where I want to go. Yes, this is the place. And look at this. That is a snow sky if I've ever seen one. I actually don't even know what the weather's gonna do here today. Calling the play-by-play. This is the leftover snow from January 6th. Calm down. Yeah, like yesterday, kind of breathless because so much going on. And I got a little sneak peek right there. I'll clean that. Our location, I think technically is called 1710 H Street, and we're looking at the backside of 1717 Pennsylvania Avenue right there. It's 37 degrees. Flag still at half mast for President Carter. And pigeons. There is a winter storm warning in effect just north of Washington, D.C. Winter storm warning. Why don't we start with the national watches? Advisories, watches, and warnings. About as dramatic as they get with the winter weather advisories. Northern Minnesota, that bright blue, is extreme cold warning. This morning it's 25 degrees below zero, International Falls. And then those are cold weather advisories in effect all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. There is a winter storm warning in effect from western North Carolina up the spine of the Appalachian Trail, trail, all the way into Maine, into eastern Maine. And off the coast of the mid-Atlantic states, there is a hurricane force wind warning, a storm that mostly missed everybody yesterday out there west of Bermuda. There's a hurricane force wind warning for that one. So much going on here. And unfortunately in Southern California, also red flag warning. Guess what though? It's going to end up snowing in Southern California. It's snowing coast to coast over the next week and a half, and it's so dramatic. What should we show? In New England, it was actually snowing at Jay Peak a little bit this morning. Josh in Montgomery said it was snowing really hard down on Main Street in Montgomery beneath a layer of clear sky. So almost an inversion. Cold air is so heavy, sometimes it undercuts the warmer air, and that's happening a little bit. And so this is day 19 in a row, New England snow. And tomorrow, Monday, we commence week 14 in a row of coast-to-coast North America snow. Should I just start with that? You want to see that first? I never do that. I'm going to start with the coast-to-coast North. I don't know how much time I have. I have a poor connection here. Coast-to-coast snow. There's our snow coming up the coast, and it's mostly rain on Cape Cod and Nantucket, but it changes to snow at the end. So I think even southeastern Massachusetts all the way to the Sankaty on Nantucket will have at least a little snow on the ground tomorrow. And then there's that snow going across the Gulf of Mexico, on the shrimp boats in Louisiana. And then here comes another stripe up the coast on Thursday. Night Friday, another snowstorm for New England, and then it's kind of quiet for a couple days. And then Arctic boundary is going to come in on day 10. That's Tuesday, January 28th, and there'll be more snow with that. And boy, does that Tuesday, January 28th look like something. You're going to have to watch that. What did I just hear? Something's going on around here. So how much snow here at Washington, D.C.? I'd say probably, sorry about that, about 3 inches or 4 inches. That may rain here for a little while, and then just as about 7 or 8 o'clock, we may actually have 1 or 2 inch per hour snowfall here in this area, and that's headed right up into New England. This storm is deepening rapidly, and I didn't really check the exact pressures, but yesterday I mentioned bombogenesis, and I think that's pretty much on schedule. The only thing going to save us from a blizzard or something like that is the fact that the high pressure system is way out to the west, and this thing is moving so fast. It's going to be about a 12-hour event in New England. So you want to see that? I'll use the P-type from the HRRR. This is the 6Z run last night, and there's the snow coming at us. And rain, green is rain, and it comes in about 3 o'clock western New England, and then it comes down really hard. Now, it's so cold that areas from about Worcester, Massachusetts to about Portland, Maine and points west, the ratio, the water ratio is going to go up something like 15-1. And meanwhile, it's going to be very dense snow. Boston and points south, the ratio is going to be about 7-1. So you're looking at about 6 to 9 inches of snow on that stripe there from about New York City, just north of New York City, to the coast of Maine. And so the 7 inches of snow, say, or 8 inches of snow at your house in Merrimack, New Hampshire, Weir, is going to weigh less than the 6 or 7 inches of snow I get. It's not as deep, but it's much heavier in Weymouth. And there on Cape Cod, it looks like right along Bass River, it does turn to snow, and 2 or 3 inches of snow possible. And it's done by tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow, it's the blue lines, the thickness lines, the 510 line. I'll stop at tomorrow night. Very windy and cold tomorrow. I talk a lot about these thicknesses, 510 being the thickness for Arctic air. And then it goes down in 60 decameter increments down to 504, and then 498, and then 492 across northern New England. That is just heavy, cold Arctic air with snow showers possible just about anywhere. Snow squalls tomorrow, especially off the lee of the lakes, and some of those lake effect snows. The lakes should start freezing up pretty soon. Could make it into western New England. Let's see. Now the Canadian, I'm going to stick with the Canadian because I like what it's doing. It's still making sense. It shows a system coming at us every 2 or 3 days, and it's the only one that nailed this from 10 days ago for tonight. All the other guidance has come around, including even the NAM now. I could have shown that. The NAM only has about 0.4 of an inch of precipitation, but the cold air is going to really wring it out. And you know my lean cold rule. So even though the H2O amounts to the north of Worcester are going to be less than to the east, it's going to add up to more snow. It's just going to wring out the moisture more readily. All right, so the Shrewsbury GEM Canadian, there's the snow tonight. All happens between sunset and sunrise. Tomorrow is windy and cold, and then the coldest air is going to come in pulses. It does not look that windy in New England, but the temperature is only going to be about 15 degrees Tuesday, Wednesday, and it looks like radiational cooling each night. And Thursday morning looks like the coldest morning, about 0 degrees. And then here comes another system with another batch of snow, and you can see those blue columns on the bottom, adding up about another 8 or 10 inches of snow, according to the Canadian, on next Friday. And then it kind of tries to warm up, but then there's going to be an Arctic boundary coming at us after that. And so we'll be watching this webcam. Steve Turnblom in Shrewsbury. I think that you're going to have real exciting weather here. And Steve asked me a question about those machines on the beach. Are you watching, Steve? I don't know if they put vegetable oil in that heavy equipment while they were working on the beaches in Weymouth. Oh, that's a whole nother story. I haven't even thought about that for 12, 14 hours. Just thought of you, Steve. All right, so now here's the Canadian going forward for the next 10 days from Pivotal Weather. It's a free website. You can watch this. And it's extraordinary, really, what happens with this low-pressure system cranking up. And the dark blue is the heavy snow from Washington, D.C. to Boston to Portland. Tonight and tomorrow, that storm takes off, and it leaves windy and cold air all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico, where another system's coming through here. I'll slow it down a little bit, and I'll show you what's happening down there from Louisiana to Florida. It looks like an ice storm possible in North Florida. Freezing rain and snow on the Georgia-Florida border. And that one is going to just probably miss us off to the south. And that's Wednesday. And then on Thursday, high pressure is going to our south. And it's the backside of that cold, Arctic cold high. On the backside of these highs, I always talk about it. Look at this, another system coming up. And that's a benchmark deepening storm down through the 990s into the 980s with a swath of snow. Very similar to today, but probably colder, especially Cape Cod and the islands. And then that goes out and it looks like fairly quiet, but very cold. Well, seasonable cold, actually, for Saturday and Sunday. And then here comes another mother load of air from the North Pole on Monday night into Tuesday, January 28th. Oh my goodness, look at the numbers here. That's a 980 low on an Arctic front in eastern Maine with snow across all of New England. Real low barometer cold. And look at those blue numbers. The thickness numbers are down. I got to take a breath here. What are they? I memorized all of this. 498, 492, 486, 480 decameter polar vortex north of New England, swinging the coldest air on the planet in the direction of northern New England for Wednesday, January 29th, along with probably more snows coast to coast. This is just historic. And while that cold outbreak right now is happening strongest to our west, that next one that happens in about 10 or 11 days could be right over New England. We may have the coldest air with that, and that's the one that we may challenge record low temperatures. And record low temperatures, when you look at the last week of January, are pretty cold. So that's the forecast. It's pretty wintry weather. We were melting here yesterday, and there's water and puddles. Any place you have water and puddles, it's going to freeze. So you may want to pre-treat in parts of, well, I wish I was at home. Thank you, Doug. If you can pre-treat my driveway in Weymouth, that would be great. We're still here for another couple days. And yeah, I am a guest of family and friends, and what's happening all over the place is rather historic. And I love calling the play-by-play. Those planes taking off toward the north. So that means that the air is coming in from the north. Cold air advection ahead of this system. So the city obviously is full of characters, full of character. And I love talking to the drivers. Yesterday, our Uber driver, Ergun, from Turkey. He's 23 years old. He came here and he's really ambitious, excited. And he told me all about Turkey. And you can go surfing and skiing on the same day in Turkey. So we'll meet Ergun a little bit. And I didn't really take highlights, but we had this fun event at this place called Spin. They got ping pong tables all over the place. You rent them out for a little while, and there's a man, Michael, what a character. Nice to meet you, Michael, who goes around with this ball buddy, and he pick up the ping pong balls. So imagine playing ping pong where there's an endless supply of balls, and you don't have to pick them up. He goes around, picks them up, and we watched the football game. Chiefs won. And then this city really lit up last night with excitement. You can just feel it because the Commanders won. The Washington team beat the Detroit team. That was not in the forecast, right? So that's been fun watching football. That'll be fun again today. So there's plenty going on in the world. And regardless of how you feel about where I am, I love all my viewers, and I really appreciate that you come here day after day. I do weather and more and more and more. So most of the more yesterday is going to be riding with Ergun here into the center of Washington, D.C., obviously very close to the White House. It's right behind that building. All right, be back in 24 hours, Lord willing. Talk to you tomorrow.
Or something like that. She said we walk 1 hour, so I was like, oh, how is that possible?
To what event are you talking about? 7-hour wait.
To the she said that's time for the Barack Obama, and she said it was a crazy crowded.
What's your name? Where did you grow up?
Me?
Yeah.
My name is Ergun. I born and raised Turkey, and I just got moved here last year.
I'm sorry. From where?
Turkey.
Was it cold there?
Turkey.
Yeah. How cold?
Yeah, that's the
Istanbul.
Yeah.
How cold there?
Yeah, Istanbul.
How cold is it there?
It's not too cold. It's like here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I adopted the weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a big deal for me.
Does it snow much there?
It depends like how cold, but yeah, every winter has got a snowy.
Cool.
Did you ever been to Turkey before?
No.
You should definitely visit there. You will gonna be addicted to Turkish foods and the natural beauties. There's a lots of unique beauties as well.
All right, Janet, put that on our list. Istanbul. I want to go.
It's also crazy cheap. You can't imagine how cheap it is.
How cheap? Hotel room, $100.
If you have $2,000, you can make a really luxury holiday for 2 weeks into Turkey.
Nice. We're going.
Or if you go to up like a north side, there's a lots of like a cheesy things. Or if you go to east side, there's a amazing steaks or meats. It depends.
So you recommend Turkey for the food.
And then first things is for the food. Second things or for the Turkish people's hospitality, and the other things is it's exactly to Turkish unique beauties like a Cappadocia, or
They're-
Pamukkale or Çanakkale.
Mountains with snow?
Oh yeah, exactly. You can if you go to south side on the Turkey, the city's name is Antalya. It's most popular holiday location at the Turkey. You can do it the same day, swim and ski.
Surf ski. That's
Yeah.
all. It's an ocean or a lake or
No, it's a sea. It's a
what sea?
Mediterranean Sea.
Oh yeah, Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going.
And also in my city, it's which is the west side on the Turkey. The name is called Izmir. It's across the Greek islands. It's pretty close. You can see on the city to Greek islands. It's like a 20 minutes away.
Oh, surf ski weather and the Greek islands. We've wanted to go
Yeah.
there for a long time.
And also, my city has Virgin Mary Cemetery and tombstone is over there, and Ephesus Antique City. That's mean every year over 3 million Christian people are coming to visit my city.
Oh man. And remind me your name, please.
Ergun. Ergun.
Ergun.
Yeah.
Ergun from Istanbul.
Izmir.
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 Yeah, it's the third biggest city on the Turkey. First one is Istanbul, second one is capital Ankara, and then Izmir.
Izmir. This is Tim and Janet from Boston.
Oh, nice.
We've-
I've been in Boston one time.
And what did you think?
It's amazing.
Oh,
I
yeah?
love it. It's to be honest, it's better than here.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, Aaron. You're going to be on Out the Door, Weather and More tomorrow. That's a YouTube channel I have.
Oh,
Yeah.
if you give me your address, I can
Yeah.
subscribe you.
Surf, ski, weather
Surf ski weather.
on YouTube.
All right.
Yeah.
Is it spelled out?
Yeah, it is. Tim Kelly. Not to be confused with Pot Belly.
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh, you gain one more subscriber.
All right. One more subscriber.
Yeah.
You'll be my 2,721st. And I try not to do politics, but people think I'm doing politics just because I'm covering the weather in Washington, D.C. this weekend.
Yeah, that's true.
But all we talked about was the weather, right? And the food in Turkey.
Yeah, yeah. We didn't make any politics.
And closed roads. That's not fun for anybody.
Nice. Especially for me. Scared of being a human, but yeah, if you hear the people are looking at you, you have to choose a side.
Yeah, right. And we're not allowed to
Yeah.
run over the ladies and men in the crosswalk at all.
Okay, here.
Everyone has a message for us. Dump your Republican boyfriend. I see you over there. Okay. I don't have a Republican boyfriend, but if I get one, duly noted.
Damn.
Oh my God.
Very cool.
Excuse me, are you a Republican? Do you have a boyfriend? We found a quiet street. AKA, the world's most trusted furnished residence, luxury furnished residence with spacious living rooms, full kitchens, and hotel amenities. Daily, weekly, monthly. AKA. Top floor, please. I want to go out the door on the top floor. Oh, you can introduce yourself now again.
Pardon me?
Introduce yourself.
My name is Ergun. I'm from Turkey and I'm 23 and I just met with this gentleman now.
What
He's so kind and polite.
Why did you come to the United States?
Just better life and getting to my education in here.
Oh, what are you going to be?
I will going to be a international trader.
International trainer.
Yeah.
We can say we knew you when.
I hope so.
Only in Washington, D.C. We may not have a door, but we got a window that's big enough to go out. Oh my goodness. They don't often allow you to have that big of a window. All right, we're on to the next thing. Love this art. This is so cool. All right, that's the end of the day. On a time lapse from Weymouth. I don't know what happened to Weymouth today.
no, we literally cannot see. Like there's, there are people with endless amount